Hello everyone, welcome back. We're going to go through the Int variant of the Superboss here. If you don't have the 10th anniversary Shanks, then this is going to be the team for you. Unfortunately, we are using the Zoro enemies batch. Alba, I would say, is replaceable. You will lose damage, but he's not there for any type of utility purpose. He's just there for the advantageous class effect buff. He also gives the enemy resistance down of 30%, so that does help with damage quite a bit. Mihawk, however, is a lot harder to replace. His super class gives us slasher super class and also gives us a stronger final tap, and then he also procs the X super of the friend captain, who's going to be Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. His special is also going to allow us to inflict the enemy with increased damage taken through full immunity. So as you can probably tell by now, Mihawk is very helpful. There's not really anyone you can replace him with, but Alba, you definitely can. You will lose damage, as I said though. Borsalino needs any Sai support in the game. It doesn't have to be Roger, just a Sai character, so that we can get the territory for our slasher characters instead of for shooters. Then we have Robin and Chopper, who's also going to proc the X super of the friend captain. You need 2 characters to proc it, and they will also give us a base attack boost for the final stage, and also get rid of the enemy's damage reduction on stage 2. Then we have the super swap effect of Zoro and Sanji, which we are using on stage 2 to give us a full board of tandem orbs through the block so that we can get around the enemy's barrier. Zoro Sanji special is also great for giving us a lot of chain buffs, and then also converting all of our characters to Slash and Free Spirit, allowing us to get all of the synergy we need to get the highest damage output. You don't need the VV support on Zoro and Sanji, but it does help with damage. So without further ado, let's get into the video, straight into the team. We don't have a rush ability on this team, which is the biggest drawback in terms of damage. But we do have a last tap from Alba, and then also the super tandem from our Zoro and Sanji. So the damage is still pretty good. Not as good as the versus quick team, but unfortunately, if you don't have the 10th anniversary Shanks, your options are a lot limited. If you go and look on YouTube, most people are using anniversary Shanks in their versus Int team. So as someone who doesn't have that character, I had to make a whole new team. I did take massive inspiration from this one Japanese Treasure Cruise creator, so I will leave his video down in the description and also the pinned comment, so go check him out. But without further ado, let's get straight into the team. So of course, the higher the super tandem boost you have on your friend captain Luffy, the better, but it isn't required to clear the quest. Robin and Chopper are great for the team, but I'm pretty sure there's a way to replace them. If you want to know, the initial character that should be there is going to be Nami, just because she handles the second stage, as well as give us a increased damage taken on the final stage. So she kind of does Mihawk's job and also Robin and Chopper's job. So I don't have her, so that's why we do need to use these characters instead. Of course, 10th anniversary Shanks would also be great because he also contributes to getting our X super ready on the friend captain. But we do have to have this alternative, which is Mihawk and Robin and Chopper. Okay, so stage 2 enemy has 7 turns of damage reduction, 3 turns of a 2 tandem orb barrier, and then also a full board of block orbs to us. So we're going to use the super swap. Luckily, that goes through block. And then we can use all the abilities of our Robin and Chopper. So as you can see, the base attack boost is going to last for 3 turns, so that's great. And of course applies to all of our units since it does boost Dex and Sai characters. At this point, we can just tap on our Alba and our Mihawk. Don't worry about saving orbs because our X super of Luffy, Zoro, Sanji will give us a fresh board of tandem orbs on the final stage. Now the order here does kind of matter. You need to make sure that you use the X super of Luffy, Zoro, Sanji after the super class of our Mihawk. The reason is that both of them give overrideable color affinity buffs, but if you use Mihawk after Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, then you will get a 1.5x color affinity instead of a 2.5x color affinity. So very important that you use Mihawk first and then Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. Otherwise, your damage will be dramatically lower. Okay, so at this point, we can use the special of Zoro and Sanji, giving us chain buffs and converting all of our characters to Slasher and Free Spirit, proccing the X super of our Borsalino. He gives us a bunch of effects and then also an orb boost. Now, luckily, the orb boost of Kizaru is not going to waste. Our Luffy Zoro Sanji is going to convert that into a secondary orb boost buff, as you'll see in a moment. Okay, we did get excellent, and as you can see, we do have 2 orb effect buffs. It basically makes the Borsalino orb boost a lot weaker, but it acts as a secondary orb boost, so we do get a lot of benefits from that. So we have 2 orb boosts, one of 4x and then one of 1.25x. An attack boost of 2.5x from Luffy Zoro Sanji special, a base attack boost of 1700 from Robin and Chopper, chain multiplicative and chain additive, and then we also have the special of Mihawk, who's going to allow us to get the enemy with increased damage taken and also provide us a chain growth rate buff. This is quite dramatic. It's going to increase our damage quite a bit. And then we also have the action special of Borsalino, and this will allow us to get a chain boundary. And of course the territory buff, so a huge damage from Borsalino. Here we got excellent once again. And remember, Mihawk first, he gives us the weak color affinity and then also the final tap buff. And then we have our X Super, which is going to give us a better color affinity. Alba for his super type, and then also his special. The burn to the enemy doesn't really matter too much, but it does do a bit of extra damage at the end, so that's pretty cool. At this point, you can tap in the order as follows. We're going to start off with Zoro Sanji, since they don't have type advantage, ending off with Alba, who has the final tap that gives us a bit of extra damage. Of course, higher levels will help, but most people won't have a dupe of Alba. Most people don't even have Alba, so as I said, he can be replaced. Either way, let's start tapping and see how much damage we can deal. Okay, so as you can see, we still have Mihawk there, who's going to deal another probably about, I think it should deal a few 100 billion, because we have our chain built up completely and we do have the Super Tandem buff, so they're going to be dealing a lot more damage than the Robin and Chopper. And then of course we have an extra 0.1x from the Alba super attack, final tap should I say, so the damage is really good. Of course it's not going to reach the 1 trillion damage cap, but it should still be dealing a lot of damage considering we aren't using the new Shanks. Well, not new Shanks, he's a year old, but he's still a very relevant character. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about the teams, ask them down below. If you need a replacement, good luck. I will try and help you, but I'm not too sure if I will be able to. But with all that being said, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, and I'm out.